Hello, everyone, and welcome into the third main event mixer of this WrestleMania weekend. And as you can see, we got a jam-packed set of guests here for this mixer, the final one of the weekend. WrestleMania Night 1 is in the books. And once again, I get to talk to one half of the Wrestling Junkies podcast, Mr. Cincinnati, sir. Good to see you. How you feeling after Night 1?
Feeling good. I myself am exhausted. It's a long day ahead, but overall, a fun evening was had. Podcast Dad got to join myself, Mr. Ramsey, a number of our close friends and family. Got to have some good food, good drinks, good laughs, and had a hell of a night.
That's what it's all about. And the man that got the rub from Big Body Javi earlier this week, from Blog World Order himself, Paperclip Mike is back. Mike, how we feeling?
Oh, fantastic. Now that I have that in and evolve, maybe, I won't forget you guys when I, move on to greener pastures.
Yeah, I heard that you're already getting recruited by the WWE. Is that true?
I can't confirm or deny. I have an NDA. I had to sign NDAs were signed, and
makes sense. It's good to see you, though.
Yeah, I don't think Chewy Martinez will be a ringside interview much longer.
Well, did I miss something?
No. It's just his style. I'm not a fan of his style, and
I understand that.
No disrespect to him. He's got, that's his thing, but the show's great. Don't get me wrong. Evolve's fantastic. I've watched every episode. I've done a review of all but the first one, and it's very. If you guys like early NXT 1.0.
Yeah,
it's very. There hasn't been a bad show yet. Yeah, there hasn't been a bad show yet, and they're up to, I think, episode 8 this week. And yeah, it's very if you like early NXT, then this is fantastic.
That is actually a pretty accurate comparison of the two brands. But Podcast Dad is also joining me once again, the Iron Man of the main event mixers. Not one, not two, but 3 for the Podcast Dad, sir. How we feeling?
Patrick. I'm exhausted. I had to take care of the kids this morning, did some Easter stuff. Going to take a nap real hard after this podcast, so I'm excited.
Smart. And, of course, it's 420. It's Easter. Mm-hmm. We got to get the man on the West Coast, the Great Brown Hope. How you doing, my friend?
What up? I'm good. I am stoned as hell and ready to talk some wrestling, man. I'm tired. I had a long night, but we're here, man. We made it. It's bright and early. Wife's going to take me to brunch after this. We're going to get fucked up, so let's talk some wrestling, man.
Full disclosure for anyone out there, the Great Brown Hope is in a legal state, so you can't come at us, FBI. We're all legal here. But happy holidays to those, whether it's Easter or 420, whatever you're celebrating. And hell, WrestleMania Sunday. Yeah, exactly. WrestleMania. That's what we're celebrating here. Guys, if you're enjoying the main event moves we got going on this weekend, don't forget to hit us with that subscribe, because we are currently sitting at 79 subscribers in Podcast Dad. What's that magic number for people to tell?
One. Tell one person if you like what we're doing here. Follow everybody on this respective screen right now, and then follow the Main Event Network to get the subscriber count up. We are trying to make this a big deal, and this time next year, I'm hoping that we are in New Orleans doing it.
Yeah, I like where your head's at, Podcast. Yeah, I think we should definitely make some main event moves. I know I mentioned potentially doing an Airbnb situation with the whole network and just pumping out content. I think it would be a lot of fun. So we can't do that without your guys' supports watching live. So if you are watching, please leave your comments, give us a like, share it with a friend. We're going to be here for a bit. But Mr. Cincinnati, why don't you tell the listeners a little bit about our friends over at Gorilla Press Apparel?
Yeah, GorillaPressApparel.BigCartel.com. Shout out to Will Thompson and the crew over there. Incredible merch. If you saw yesterday, I was wearing a throwback WCW logo. Podcast Dad, I believe it was Friday night, was rocking the ECW kind of vision of that logo. But incredible group of people, great merch. We've got our brand new Wrestle Slip shirt out there as well. Promo code MEM24 gets you 10% off site wide. It's Mania weekend. Everybody's buying merch. Why not support a independent wrestling merchandise company? As much as we love WWE around here and trying to get our hands on some of that sweet Mania merch, let's go support our friends on the indies as well.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Mr. Cincinnati. And since we have a lot to talk about, guys, I just say we get right into talking about Night 1. And what kicked off Night 1 was what a lot of people expected. some of us are yeeting, some of us probably still on the no yeet train, but I digress because I personally enjoyed the start to WrestleMania Night 1. I think we all assumed that this match would be the one to start things off, and Jey Uso overcame those odds, defeated Gunther by making him tap out, which I know the podcast dad wasn't too thrilled about. But let me go first to the man to my right, Mr. Cincinnati, sir. I thought this was a strong start to WrestleMania. How'd you feel about this showing here?
I am pissed because I did not get a chance to get a picture of the look on the podcast dad's face the second that match ended with what he saw. Podcast dad and the fact checker were both visibly and audibly stunned. Fun match overall. I kind of did a brief second watch of it this morning. I don't think that anybody should be surprised here. It's Jey Uso's time. They've made that very clear. No matter what the online reception is to him, he's a merch mover for WWE. That's what they care about at this point in time. So at this point, when we're looking at Jey Uso's 2025, eliminates Cena to win the Royal Rumble, taps out Gunther at WrestleMania to win the world title. Whether we like it or not, it is the year of main event Jey Uso. He is the guy on Monday Night Raw. That's undisputed.
Fair enough. Paperclip Mike, I'm curious, what have your thoughts been on not just the match itself, but the build to get here?
Okay, now, like, obviously, Yeet, the right guy, won. It's the ending threw me. I wasn't expecting the tap out, which, by the way, only the second time Gunther's tapped out in WWE since he got here.
Second, okay.
Yeah, the first time was Dragunov in NXT.
Oh, that's true.
And I think I read somewhere Gunther's like 51-4 since he got to end. So he's nothing's. Yeah, he's good.
He was like 51-3 before last night.
Yeah, which still 51-4 over what, a year and a half,
impressive.
like 2 years, like.
Yep.
But it threw me, like, it's weird. Like, I thought the right guy won. The match was great. And I called it at the Rumble when he won. He was going to come out through the crowd at WrestleMania. And that happened. But overall, the match wasn't bad. Right guy won. Like, it's basically everybody's opinion outside of the internet's opinion. I'm in agreement with.
Yeah. No.
And it was kind of nice to see Jimmy. Part of me knew Jimmy was going to come out at some point. I didn't know if there was going to be like he was going to come help Jey, but everybody knew Jimmy was going to come out at some point. And I think it was kind of nice that it was a full clean match, and then you saw Jimmy come out afterwards.
Yeah. I think that was the right way to go about it. It was just one of those feel-good WrestleMania moments. I'm not going to sit here and put it up there with the Kofi Manias or the Yes Manias because it's not. It's not at that level, but it is still cool to see because of you've seen the journey of Jey Uso and the Usos as a whole in the WWE. Nobody thought those guys would just be single stars, but here they are. One of them's holding the world title. Podcast Dad, I got to ask because I know we talked about it briefly before the stream. How did you feel about the way they went about giving that title to Jey Uso?
I hated it. Like, just have him pass out. I've been fine. How quickly he tapped was just...
Exactly.
I hated it. Look, I knew Jey Uso was going to win. We weren't getting around it. I picked Gunther on yesterday's show because, I just wanted to see if I could make it happen through sheer will. But it didn't
Manifesting
happen.
it.
Yeah, trying. But look, I knew Jey was going to win, but man, having him tap, like, I think we lost a little bit of aura with Gunther last night. I think that's exactly what happened. We're going to see how he comes back, but I don't know. The whole title run stunk, and then this is how we end it. I don't feel good about it. And yeah, okay, Jey Uso's the champion. Who's he going to wrestle next for who's he going to defend the title against?
I'm going to keep saying Sami
Let's talk
Zayn.
about let's come back to that when we talk about the main event. Let's come back to that.
Yeah, okay. If that happens,
I see where
he
you're
ain't
going.
beating him. So what?
Yeah.
What's his
I
title
know
reign
that.
gonna be,
That's
3 months.
It could be. It very well could be. That's okay.
Whatever.
He doesn't need to be the longest reign, at least in my opinion.
Transitional run, Jey Uso.
Yeah,
He's already a Hall of Famer as it is.
He already did it with the IC title, so might as well.
Yeah. True, and Tim says if you're gonna tap, at least hold out for 2 to 5 seconds and make it look like you're fighting. It was similar to the Dragunov's match where he made him tap off,
But also,
tap that quick.
Here's what I'll say: go back and watch those 2 matches. I would have tapped really quick to Dragunov too.
True, but Jey Uso also did hit 3 splashes.
Gunther at the time had the shit beat out of him by Ilya.
Early Dragunov was scary. He was scary as hell.
Dragunov
and Jey Uso, known for his submissions, just completely got that locked on and tight and knew exactly what he was doing. Yeah, it's great.
Great Brown Hope, how'd you feel about this opener?
I mean, I didn't think they were going to give him the win. I really didn't. I mean, I figured he was going to get knocked out and then we get it again, but he got the win. I mean, it's still no yeet around here, but
I was going to say.
We acknowledge and we appreciate greatness, and he did deserve the win, and he got it. And he's had his moment now, and now he's just got to run with it. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't work, it's not necessarily a bad thing. He's still going to be over as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, if he moves on without the title, within a month or so because of what's happening, it'll be okay because he'll be back. He'll just be back in the title picture. It won't be a bad thing if he loses again or doesn't get a title shot or whatever. So he's got his belt now. What is this now? His second singles championship?
Yeah, second to the IC title. Yep.
Yeah. And then the world's the longest tag team streak with the title. So he's well accomplished. He's going to be okay. Yeah, he's going to be fine.
Fuck.
Yeah. People forget, too, he main evented WrestleMania 2 years ago in Los Angeles. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that match was one of my favorites. And, of course, I'm going to be biased because I was there. Tag team match.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I know you're not sold, but hey, he's your champion. You got to deal with it.
Not my champion.
Nope. Not my
don't
champion.
go doing that.
Oh, here we go. This is like what people with politics. It's just like he's
no. Look, I like Jey Uso. He moves merch. This business wise, this is smart as hell. Just me as a fan, I wanted the monster that we had with Gunther when he had the IC title. Mm-hmm. We didn't get it. I think this is just a whimper to a end of a disappointing run.
That's fine. Blame the Judgment Day for that. Don't blame Jey Uso for that.
But it's who you lose to, right? Like he looked like he was building back up, and then you lose to Jey Uso, who has been a tag team guy for most of his career. Yes, he won the Rumble, awesome, but it wasn't even their best match together. That's where I'm at. It's like it's just I don't know. The match was fine. I'm disappointed with the build and the outcome that came with it. That's it. We'll see what happens. Jay may have a hell of a run, and I'll eat my words because I've done it before. So I didn't think he was going to win the Rumble, did I?
Let's make sure to clip this.
I had to eat those words. I didn't think he was going to win the world title. I'm eating my words. Okay, if he has a great run, I'll shut the hell up. But I'll wait.
Fair enough. And Mr. Cincinnati, I am going to be clipping this episode because I am going to have some time to at least do some clips for this mixer. So I will save that one in the archives we can go back to that one. You are a man of your word, though. You do admit when you're wrong, just like I will admit that I was wrong a little later when we get to that women's championship match. But for now, let's move on to the tag team match, which, I thought the entrances were cool. The outfits were great. The New Day always looked like $1 million. But once again, the story, in my opinion, Mike, it just didn't back this being on the WrestleMania card. It should have been the TLC match.
No, and the fact that this is out of all the tag and secondary title matches that we aren't getting, this is the one we got. Like, and we'll get to the women's tag title match later or whatever, but like the fact that honestly, out of between Raw and SmackDown, Raw's easily the weakest tag division. And it's because you had like SmackDown has the machine guns and DIY and Street Profits.
Pretty deadly.
Yeah. I think A-Town Down Under is on.
Yeah.
Garza. Like and then on Raw you have New Day and the War Raiders who came out to the Clash of Clans outfits, which I thought made them look stupid. I'm sorry. I like the War Raiders. I've been a fan of them for many years.
Yeah.
I understand it was a promotion. Pat with his cheap, this unit does whatever. This unit, but I think it kind of cheapened the match that they came out in cosplay. Like in New Day, by the way, shout out to the Giant Gonzalez gear.
Yeah.
I said the same thing.
They confirmed that was Giant Gonzalez gear, and then if you saw on the back of, I think it was Kofi, they had the 3-headed unicorn, and then there was a like a malnourished dead unicorn head. Like one of them was like all malnourished.
That's
like,
good.
Yeah, like the New Day, I will give them on their costumes. They reward you for paying attention.
Yep.
And then the match itself wasn't bad, because you and I were talking about this before the show. Like, it was adequate.
Sure.
And it kind of made me a little bit angry because we have all these secondary titles and the tag titles that aren't being defended. All these teams and wrestlers, they can get their WrestleMania rub. Like, we had the ladder match last year. And this is what you gave me. It honestly, because of all the factors in it, and not because of the quality of the match, but because of the factors that this is what we got. This was my least favorite match the whole night.
And I don't think that's crazy to say, because to me personally, Great Brown Hope, I'll go to you next. To me, at least, it felt like a Monday Night Raw match that you would just see on Netflix, not like a WrestleMania match. So tell me your thoughts on this tag team title match here with the new champs.
I'm going to add to what Mike was saying with their weak tag division because, for example, look at LWO. They have 2 tag teams in their group, and you don't see both of them compete. You know what I mean? Like, even if they don't compete against each other, which would come to a head eventually, which would be a fun exhibition match between the two. Like, oh, hey, these 2 teams, number 1 contender. That would be fun to watch. Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio versus Mendoza and Joaquin. And with so many teams not actively competing and then not using the Freebird rule as well, it has really weakened that division. But with everything that the New Day has been doing, I mean, they won me over. And I've never been that big of a New Day fan. Like, it never really clicked with me. I mean, it was fun. It was exciting. I liked it. I appreciated it. But now, for me, it's like, no, I love these guys. These guys are the shit. Like, for me, they're doing things that you didn't think they would do before. And it works because, you know, there isn't really much of a consequence out of it at this point in time. But when Big E does come back, it's going to be huge. So,
yeah. Wait. Did the Great Brown Hope just say a Rey Mysterio match would be fun to see? That's a good point by Tim.
Yes,
you did say that, Great Brown Hope.
I did say that.
So you are starting to like the deadbeat, aren't you?
No, I don't like him at all. That doesn't mean I like him.
I'm just fucking with you.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like I was telling Mike, like, I will never say anything bad about anyone on my blog except Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, no, trust me.
He'll catch strays every chance I get. Boom, boom, boom. Here it comes. So, but New Day rocks, and they got the titles back. They're about to go on a great run. Hopefully, this will help revive the tag division. Hopefully get some different teams to compete against them. For sure, we're going to get LWO against them, and I hope it's Joaquin and Rey Mendoza, to be honest.
So. Yeah, maybe. Time will tell. But Junkies, any last remarks here about this tag team match?
Yeah, I'll just throw this out there just because they did just acquire a new toy. Use AAA to help build up Raw's tag team division. We're seeing great stories on SmackDown. There's nothing else going on Raw right now. Like, we get it that there's the influx of luchadors right now, but it seems like with all of these signings, that's now kind of by design. Let's use Lucha Libre to help enhance the tag team division. New Day, we know that they're going to do some fun stuff with these tag titles, or at least that's what we're going to hope anyway. We're going to give them the benefit of the doubt because over the last 10 plus years, they've been able to do that with everything that they've been given so far. Even though this heel turn follow up has been lackluster, but having acquired, what's up, Fernando? Having acquired AAA, there are some ways that you can enhance the tag team division with that. Braun Breaker, whoever walks out with the IC title tonight is going to need some challengers. Like, let's really bring them into the fold and hit the ground running with this new acquisition and use it to build up the areas that you're severely lacking in.
I agree. And just honestly, it was surreal to see Vikingo on WrestleMania. That just wild. Never thought we'd see it. But Podcast Dad, quick thoughts, final thoughts, new day, new champs.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. This was a Raw match. It was fine. It is what it is. I was getting food during the match, so.
Yep. Podcast Dad, I'll let you start us off here for this one then. Jade defeated Naomi in what I thought was a fine match. Nothing crazy. Did love the presentation, though, of Naomi. How'd you feel about this one?
This was a great match. Go back and watch it because I think
I did. The whole time, I watched this twice.
I think the whole time, and Eric and Eric can touch on it. If you go watch any Jade matches in the WWE, there's at least one botch.
There was not a single one.
There was not a single one in this match. I think Naomi did a great job. I think Jay did a great job. The story was great. Everything about it was good. This was a
Love
very
Naomi's
good
new
match.
theme.
I'm very, very happy with how this turned out. Jade winning, I think, is predictable, but that's fine. That means we're done, right?
Yeah.
Jade got her revenge. Move on. Naomi, move on. Naomi needs to go up to the main card, like main top card now, like get up there. But this was awesome. It was good to see a women's match represented and not a pillow fight or whatever the hell they used to do back in the
bra
day.
and
Like,
panties. Yeah.
this was awesome, and it was a good match with a good story. So, like, I can't complain at all about this match. It was solid.
Mr. Cincinnati?
Yeah, no, not much to add to that. I mean, everybody looked great. Loved Naomi's new theme song. Like, this is, I said it last night. I've said it on our show. She should be world champion by the end of the year. Jade Cargill, we know that she will be eventually. I don't think it's her time to do this just yet. Chelsea Green is eventually going to need somebody to lose to, and they can do for the U.S. title what Tony Khan could not for the TBS.
Okay, yeah, because Jade was the longest reigning TBS champion in AEW, so maybe they could run that. I would like that. Mike, how did you feel about this Jade and Naomi matchup?
Oh, I thought it was great. One, I think it's time people need to start giving Naomi her damn flowers because she carried this match to a point where, and I want to give credit to Jade too because I've been watching her since she started in AEW. Between AEW and WWE, this has been Jade's best match ever. 100%, like. Because, I get they were trying to protect her at first with, like, we're going to put you in the tags and the 6-mans to, kind of protect her weight just a little bit. But you can tell just in this match that she's been putting in the work. But I think, and it was the whole storyline is that Naomi, she's like, I want my flowers. I want my chance. I've been here. I can do it. And she proved that she could be that ring general. No offense to Gunther. But she can be that like, I get it. She's been at the top before.
Yeah.
But I think she can actually be at the top and be at that level. And then there's so many, depending on what happens with the title match tonight, there's so many people that she can work with. And I think it's time for her to get over that hump and work with the top of the card of the women's division.
Well said. And I agree with what Fernando's saying as well. Naomi has come a long way since her Funkadactyl days with hard work and dedication. Great Brown Hope, you get to wrap us up here for this match. How'd you feel about Jade defeating Naomi?
I really wanted Naomi to win this one. I really did. I honestly thought she deserved it. She deserved a W. She's done a lot of work from that comment, to go back on that, from when she first started, from her early days in FCW and the first women's NXT. So
that's right.
See how far she's come, her character development, the way she presents herself, the way the WWE presents her has changed over the years, and it's good to see they're taking her seriously to the degree that she deserves to be. And, in the light of all these other women that are getting the spotlight, she deserves a spotlight as well. And this was the perfect way to do it without making anyone look bad and with getting Jade Cargill into the mix as well. So Naomi really helped Jade Cargill throughout that match. You could really see that, she guided her. She showed, it's WrestleMania. I got you. Done this before, So it was a great match.
Yeah, it was. And I'm a sucker for entrances and just the extravagance of WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. So getting Jim Tessitore, the Weather Channel guy, before Jade's entrance, nice little chef's kiss for me personally. And we guys mentioned it. Naomi's new theme song, the gear, the way she looks. Man, there's something there. Naomi really has something with this new heel character. So even though she lost, I think she's going to be okay. But we got more matches to talk about, guys. We still got to get to night 2. So let's talk about this one briefly because we got a new United States champion. The Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, has defeated the guy not from LA Knight. Great Brown Hope, I know you'd like that one.
We don't claim him.
Oh, let me go to you first then, sir, because I know you got to be a big fan of Jacob Fatu and what he's doing.
Oh, yeah. I was really surprised not to see Solo out there.
Part of the entrance, that's it.
That was pretty cool. He was just out there all by himself. He looked badass. Like, the way they present this guy is, man, I was convinced he's going to win. It's over. Like, when he came out, and he was so serious, and he was over as hell. Like, he just knew. Like, that aura just followed him. And it's great to see. And then it's good to see Louisiana Knight do what he can actually do what he does best. He put him over really well, and he worked well with him. He sold well for him. So I mean, it's a two-way dance. Like they both try to help each other out. So I mean, LA Knight is if he's not great at working, he's even better at selling. And he sold Jacob Fatu's offense like it was, like the guy was actually in the process of, losing health. Like he's losing health in the stamina bar. Like little by little, he's almost out. And the right guy won. Plain and simple. I mean, I thought LA Knight would win because of Solo Sikoa getting involved or something, but having them just flat out go at it with each other, a classic WrestleMania match. And this one's going to be talked about a couple, years from now. It wasn't a squash. It wasn't a one-way match. So, LA Knight still looks strong in the feet, so to speak. So he'll either come back for the title or he'll move on to something else. But I think Jacob and LA are good.
Yeah, and something I mentioned, I think, yesterday is it's crazy to think that Jacob Fatu, the previous year, was working independent shows WrestleMania weekend. Now he's winning United States championships, and then maybe next year we'll be talking about world championships, which don't put that past him. But I like what Tim said. He said loved Haku hop the fence to congratulate Jacob at the end. Mr. Cincinnati, Jacob Fatu got a big moment here at WrestleMania. How'd you feel about
it? As expected. I mean, this was kind of a no-brainer as far as this particular match here. He's somebody that I pegged. If they were going to do King of the Ring, I thought that he would win it and get his world title shot at SummerSlam. Doesn't sound like King of the Ring is on the schedule for this year. I'm totally fine with this. Podcast that I think has him pegged for winning the Rumble next year, if I'm not mistaken. Which, again, this is the way to, and shout out to Maria. Thanks for popping by tonight. This is the way to introduce him as a star to the masses. I love that Solo wasn't involved. Seems like Solo, I'll put it at 30% chance that he's who takes on Randy tonight. They teased it a little bit, but I mean, cards subject to change. Shit happens. But I just really want Jacob Fatu to break away from this bloodline as soon as possible. He does not need them. And we've kind of seen that. Just let him go on a tear, much like Gunther did with the Intercontinental title. That's really all that you have to do with Jacob Fatu. And he's going to do it far flippier than the Ring General ever could.
Fair enough. Podcast Dad, anything to add?
I picked LA Knight to win because I thought Solo was going to cost Fatu, but it looks like that title is going to be involved in that feud. Move LA Knight to Raw, give him the Money in the Bank. Let's go.
I think that's a fair plan. I don't know if I'd want him to win Money in the Bank because to me personally, the allure of LA Knight has kind of worn off for me personally, but the crowd reactions say otherwise. The people would get behind it, so I could see that. Mike, how do you feel about Jacob Fatu becoming the new United States champion?
Yeah, no, I think it's awesome. I know somebody that just commented. I disagree that it should have been a squash match.
Oh yeah, right here, Fernando.
I'm just not a fan of WrestleMania squash matches. We've gotten past, the couple others, and I also think Jacob, he's gonna turn face, and I kind of want to see him and Solo at SummerSlam for the title.
Ooh, okay,
that'll be fun.
And, yeah, him and Solo, he finally, because
that's good,
especially since he did it, he went out there and did it on his own. It was a good match. Plus, with Haku coming out, who's going to tell Haku to, if he jumps around, who's going to tell Haku to go back? I know enough stories about Haku. If that man jumps the rail, I'm security. I'm just like, yo, bro, I got a family.
Right.
Please don't hurt anybody.
Yeah, no, I know the stories about it. But the funny thing is, everybody says that, honestly, outside of those stories, he's like one of the sweetest dudes in the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think honestly, I was trying to struggle until Podcast Dad said it, what to do with LA Knight after this. He's kind of in love, and I think honestly, a change to Raw would be a good thing because there's really nothing left for him on SmackDown right now. So I think he'd be one of those that would benefit from a brand change.
Do we know when the draft is? Does anybody know?
Send him to Evolve.
Huh?
Send LA Knight to Evolve.
All right. We're not doing that.
I think we're supposed to be within the next couple. I think it's a couple weeks.
Next couple.
Yeah,
weeks.
Usually, yeah.
The first champion.
Man.
But I think a venue change for him, I think would keep
Raw's
him.
Probably.
Yeah.
Raw's probably the move for him. Netflix, bigger audience, catchphrase, it'll work.
Money in the Bank, I don't know,
weaker
but
champion.
I think at least a change.
You're not wrong, Podcast Dad. It is a weaker champion. I'm not going to deny that, but I still am happy that Jey Uso won. You're not going to take that away from me, okay?
Let it go, Chris.
I'm not going to talk about this match because it's unfortunate. I'll just say this. It's
I'm not
unfortunate.
going to talk about it, but here we go.
If Rey Mysterio doesn't get hurt, I think this match would have been good. They had to do an audible. Rey Fenix fills in. I personally didn't enjoy it. I will open up the floor to anyone here that maybe did enjoy it and convince me otherwise, but El Grande Americano won. That's all.
It's Rey fucking Phoenix making his WrestleMania debut. Yeah, like it's.
You know what? If Rey Mysterio,
go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry. If Rey Mysterio had just taken a night off, he wouldn't have gotten hurt. I'm just gonna say that.
That's not his fault. They booked him.
Yeah, they got
They booked him.
He's got the power to tell them, no, let one of my guys get in the ring. But no. Come on, you're telling me Rey Mysterio's got no pull backstage. He's got so much fucking pull, man.
If they come to your job and tell you, hey, I need you to do this, you're just going to say no?
Rey Mysterio probably would. He'll probably pretend like, oh, I don't speak English. They'll be like, no, shut up, Rey. We know you speak English.
It's crazy. It's crazy that they bought an entire company for this storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes,
I can't wait till El Grande Americano
and
beats Alberto Del Rio for the world title.
Now they have all the footage from El Grande Americano's early days, so it's all good.
See?
Now they can air it. Now they can show people that it's not the same guy as Chad Gable. So,
Mr. Cincinnati, bring us back on track here. Tell me a bit about this match and what you liked, because, like I said, it wasn't for me.
And that's totally understandable, but look at it. WWE tripped over themselves to sign the Lucha Brothers. Like that's undisputed at this point. The allegations of contract tampering, they wanted the Lucha Brothers. We have seen what Penta is doing since he debuted, and we've talked about it across all of our shows. They are both phenomenally talented wrestlers. I think Rey Fenix is much better in the wrestling department. Penta has that aura that it's just when a camera's on him, he's there. He's that guy. He just knows what he's ready to do. If Rey Mysterio doesn't get hurt, Rey Fenix is not on the WrestleMania card. The fact that if you're Rey Fenix and you can get on to WrestleMania within 3 weeks of signing with WWE, you take that fucking opportunity and you run with it. It does not hurt him, given the fact that it's a last-minute replacement to lose to El Grande Americano, like Podcast Dad said. Larger story here at play. AAA is still in the mix. There is a lot more that can be done. This is only kind of the opening salvo of what we're going to see with El Grande Americano, Chad Gable, American-Aid, which also they benefit from as well.
Yeah.
Is, you have this additional company that you can go to. If you could send wrestlers just over to Mexico, like we're seeing NXT do with sending people over to Noah and just using them over there.
Yeah,
it's a way to justify the contracts of everybody that they have on their roster right now, and they're going to continue to pursue. Again, let's not forget, we have Aleister Black debuting most likely this Friday because they teased it right before Zelina's match. Send Aleister Black over to AAA and kick Del Rio's fucking head off.
Hot damn.
Fire Del Rio.
Hell yeah.
How is he not? I thought he was like canceled or fired, or did he throw a chair?
He should be.
He's
Yeah, he's their champion. So that's one of those people where nobody's like, yeah, give him a second chance. No, fuck that.
No more chances for that guy.
No.
Yeah,
he saw that deal and he's like, shit.
Yeah, we'll see you later, buddy. But Paperclip Mike, how'd you feel about this one?
I didn't hate it, and I get I think it would have been better with Rey, and nothing on Phoenix. I love the Lucha Brothers, absolutely love them. But you could tell that this was built around Rey and not Phoenix. Mm-hmm. Now, in hindsight, this is one of the two matches I missed the guess on. I missed this one, and I missed I picked Naomi to win too. Yeah. I picked Naomi to win, I think. But in hindsight, because none of us knew about AAA until the pre-show, I honestly think, going back to it with the hindsight, I think the right man won.
Yeah. Because
you have the AAA, you have who I will admit I don't watch a lot of Lucha. But I think with the and I've seen some more of the stuff that they can do down there, I think him continuing the signing of or the buying of AAA put a lot of legs on a gimmick that I thought was going to be done at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. I thought this was like a short-term thing, like the Midnight Rider or the Yellow Dog or whatever. But the signing, or I keep saying signing, but the purchase of AAA, I think puts a lot of legs on this if they continue with it.
Yeah, and I think you guys have kind of convinced me, especially now with the AAA involvement, that this makes a lot more sense to continue things and move on. Podcast Dad, I don't think I got your official thoughts on this match, though, so finish us off here for this one.
Look, I thought it was good. They can play the story of, hey, Ray Phoenix has been here for 3 weeks and he got thrown into a WrestleMania match. Probably wasn't on his A game. Like,
Yeah.
the story's easy to tell. It sucks Ray got hurt and they had to pivot, and this is what they did. Just is what it is. I thought it was a really good match. Chad Gable with the 540 or whatever the hell he did was insane.
Yeah, the 450. Yeah,
that was crazy. And then it was good to see them get some time to show out on that card. I enjoyed the match, even though the story was kind of messed up.
This is one match I didn't rewatch because in the first watch I didn't like it. So maybe I should rewatch this one because the entire chat is kind of against me on this. So
it was fun.
And Kyle said the metal plate spot was gas, to be honest, which was good.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised Big E didn't get involved. Or
no,
what's he talking about? This is a different match.
I know.
It's
El Grande Big E.
Yeah, speaking of the plate, though, I thought one of the cool things that obviously the headbutt finish was great because of the plate. Because he didn't know the plate was there, which I thought, okay, that was cool. And another thing that I caught off of this was after not Chad Gable put the plate in the mask and Ray Phoenix went to kick him in the face, he sold the ankle because the plate was in there. I was like, that's the little stuff that it's like, that's the little stuff that makes me appreciate a match more, that'll bring it up a couple notches when you give me the little stuff like that.
And what's funny is that Gable had said too, I'm going to figure out the secret to stopping luchadors, and
All it took was a piece of metal.
Hide it in the mask.
Thanks.
And to go back to Mike's point, I did have half a second where I thought, oh shit, Ray legitimately injured that ankle. Like, are we really going to see him get hurt during his main debut? It's those little touches and details that add to a match. Go back and watch this one.
I bought into that injury too, Mr. Cincinnati.
I did too.
Well, I was watching with the group. Yeah, I'm like, no way. Ray got hurt, and now the other Ray. Yep. Yeah, we don't need two Rays hurt. That's just too many.
And here's the thing: if I'm Dragon Lee, I'm walking into the office today and going, "Can I quit?"
Yeah, right.
You have passed me 2 years in a row. Can I quit?
He's getting passed up, and
he got passed last year for Andrade.
Yeah,
and then now he's been passed this year for Phoenix. Like, just if you're not going to use him, just send him to NXT or do something.
But he's a damn good speed shape, man.
Is he the speed champion?
Still is. Like 200 days.
Hey, how about Sol Ruca, though? 2 belts. Yeah, let's go. Right. We're not talking about NXT, but we are going to talk about me being wrong, which I know a lot of people are going to want to hear. Awesome. It's Tiffy time, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm very shocked with this one because, as many people know, I thought Charlotte Flair was easily going to win and they were going to put Tiffany on the chase. But I'm glad I'm wrong because Great Brown Hope, I'll go to you first. I thought this match was probably the second or third best match of the night, personally. A lot of people are kind of breaking it down and thinking that there was some weird spots throughout it, but I watched it a second time and I thought it was great. So how did you feel about Tiffany defeating Charlotte here?
I wanted Charlotte to win too, but that's the factor that is huge for this match. Charlotte. You got to remember that Charlotte in this match, and Charlotte is the queen of WrestleMania main events. She's gonna be able to put on a perfect match no matter what anybody else says or thinks. If something doesn't land, something doesn't hit, it still looks great when she executes it. She knows how to sell as well, obviously. And it was at the beginning of the match when they were squabbling at it. It looked a little real, like they weren't holding their punches.
Yeah.
Even my wife was like, "I think they're fighting for real." I was like, "Oh no, yeah, she did that with Nia Jackson, got her ass kicked for it." I was like, when Charlotte's beefing with somebody, like, that shit's real. And I think even they talk ahead of time. I mean, obviously you got to call your spots, but I'm sure even she's like, no, we're going to go. So being able to have someone like Charlotte guide her and call things on the fly when, there's mishaps here or there is essential to making this work. And now she has a credible defense to her name. So
that's a huge win.
Got to give it. Yeah, exactly. And it's Charlotte, honestly. Yeah. And because of who Charlotte is, you'd think like, oh, well, when's the last time Charlotte got a WrestleMania win or a WrestleMania title change in her favor?
Yeah,
and I thought it was time. I honestly thought it was time now was that Charlotte was going to beat Tiffany for the belt, and then Tiffany comes back for it later. It's fine. Everything's going to be okay. You know what I mean?
No,
So-
I thought that was the direction they're going, but this is a good point by Tim. He said it was hard for him to follow because they both had similar looking gear, and it looked like a giant swirl of pink and blonde flying everywhere. Do you guys think that might have been intentional though throughout the entire build? Yeah. That was the point, wasn't it, Podcast Dad?
It was, but there was one point last night. I mean, and Eric, I don't know if you remember, but I was like, somebody threw somebody in the ring, and I'm like, who's on offense? Like, I just couldn't tell. And that's not me just being a dick. It's just like I really just couldn't tell. This match was fine. It probably could have used 4 or 5 less minutes for me.
Yeah.
But it was good. Tiffany gets a big win. I'm happy to see that. Let's see what's next.
What is
do we just move Charlotte now? Does Charlotte go to a different brand?
Raw? Yeah.
Is just
Nah.
I'm happy the match is done. No, I'm happy the match is done. I'm happy they got into it. Like they were able to get through the match, and didn't look like any spots were shoots, for lack of a better term. But Tiffany, I think Tiffany earned a lot of respect. Chipped tooth, face all messed up. Like she
that
did a good
entrance.
job. The entrance was good.
The Barbie entrance, yeah.
But like let's get off and running now with this Tiffany title run. Like let's go. Like I think she's held the belt for I can't remember how long it was, but it was only this was her 3rd title defense. Let's go.
Wow.
Since January, yeah.
Let's move.
Time to pick things up, I would say. Mike, how'd you feel about Tiffany Stratton defeating Charlotte Flair?
Yeah, no, I'm happy. Like like they were talking about and when I was in Tino's chat last night watching the stream, and somebody mentioned the costumes, like they look like a tag team.
Yeah.
But yeah, by the way, yeah, they did. They looked like a tag team. And I get that was the thing. Like this was like new Barbie and old Barbie. This is basically what this was. And by the way, I think Tiffany had the entrance of the entire night. Even though there was one that was kind of cool in the main event, but I think overall she had the best entrance. With the whole, and there was I was reading about it today. They used holograms for that too.
Oh,
those were actually holograms.
Dude, how about the stands? There was people sitting in the entrance stage. That is so cool. I would pay so much money for those seats.
You knew that if they're spending a hologram money, you know that they're hitching their ride to Tiffy. Like holograms are not cheap. I remember the Tupac hologram. Those are not cheap.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was cool.
But yeah, it was like it wasn't a bad match. But I do think the right woman won. I think, like I said, it's like plus they had just said her first match was only 4 years ago, and she's going up against
crazy.
And in my opinion, not one of the best, but still one of the top names in WWE and Charlotte, which once again, she has 16 title reigns already. I don't think she needs another one anytime soon because none of those title reigns, she did a great job, but none of her title reigns have meant anything. So why give her another one? Like,
no, that's fair.
Tiffany is and I honestly think I'm hot take. I think she's a better wrestler than Charlotte.
Oh. I don't know if I can agree with that.
Charlotte's good. I will give her Charlotte, but they're acting.
Charlotte is great.
She's not the best though.
I think Tiffany at this point is way more athletic.
She's the best.
Yes.
Charlotte's the best.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I think Mercedes Moné was the best one. I don't honestly. If you look at the 4 horsewomen, Charlotte's number 4.
I can't agree with that.
No.
Charlotte's number. I'm sorry.
Bailey's number 4. Bailey's number 4.
This is not a knock on Charlotte. I think she's very athletic. She's obviously talented.
The chat's ripping you.
Fine, rip me. I don't care. I think she's Bailey's 3, Charlotte's 4.
No, Becky's 4.
No. Oh, do not be Serge Becky in my presence. We will
we're not going down this rabbit hole.
Wrestler? If we're gonna say wrestling, yes, Becky's 4. Great.
On the wrestling scale, I would agree with you. But hey, we could do a mixer on that itself probably. So maybe we'll pencil that in for later.
Don't tell me the disarmer looks good.
Yeah, I didn't say it did.
I do that with my kids.
The bank statement is worse.
Mr. Cincinnati, Tiffany Stratton retained her title against Charlotte Flair. Close us out here so we can move on to the main event.
It's Tiffy time. Chip Tooth was a great spot. I called it out to the podcast dad last night while I was worried about what kind of liberties would be taken during this match. It definitely seemed like a snug one, as evidenced by the Chip Tooth, which I think is an aesthetic that Tiffany Stratton needed to cement this victory here, because The match was fine. There was nothing that I was just like, oh, this sucks about it, but nothing really stood out. Having the busted mouth on somebody like Tiffany Stratton does add to that aura. And, at this point, this is her year. She's already got wins over 2 of the 4 horsewomen. So let's not act like she is not a threat to the rest of the division right now. She beat Charlotte Flair on the biggest stage of them all. She should have her confidence under her feet now. There is nothing stopping her. Let her loose. Let her fucking loose.
I have a light bulb. There's been rumors and speculation going amongst the internet. What if Tiffany Stratton's next challenger is Mariah May?
Ooh.
Is that the same story?
It's too soon.
You're probably right, Ray Brown Hope, but could you imagine Tiffany and Mariah?
Keep them away for
now.
That's
fair. But think about that for next year. Clip that.
Or SummerSlam
myself in the future.
SummerSlam.
I'll clip it in the future.
I just don't see Tony letting her go.
He doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's a contract expiration. There's no option clause to it, so it's just kind of a once it's done, it's done.
So it's up to her.
It's a contract here. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything left for Mariah in AEW, anyways. But that's a whole other thing. But
that's a topic for.
You're gonna get to Mercedes. So.
Yeah. So we got one more match to talk about from night 1, the main event. You saw the podcast ad shirt. CM Punk finally got his WrestleMania main event, but he was unsuccessful in the victory because Seth frickin' Rollins is now apparently with Paul Heyman, and who knows, maybe there's even more to it leading to tonight, Mr. Cincinnati. I think you alluded to that a little earlier, so I will give this one to you first. All I will say is, wow, what a main event this was.
No, Mr. Cincinnati.
Let the junkies bicker about this for a second here. Go ahead.
It was my turn. What do you want? What now?
Go ahead and say. Go ahead and say.
What? Go ahead and say what? What do you want? What do you want to hear me?
I predicted one of the biggest heel turns in company history at the Rumble. What did I predict here?
I had the same thing, by the way.
Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman linking up. I get that. I know these.
Say I was right, and you can make your point.
Fine, you're fucking right. Anyway, moving on. Look, I'm going to start with the entrance here because that was par excellence as far as Seth Rollins. He always does it up big, but to come out all black, lights cut, comes out all white, his sunglasses representing on Easter weekend a crown of fucking thorns. The Messiah is back. Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what these two do together because they're both wizards on the mic, but now Seth Rollins can pull back a little bit. He doesn't have to be that guy that has to advocate for himself as often as he has been this entire time. It's kind of the same thing as Roman. It's just like, okay, he had been kind of stuck in a rut pre-COVID, but like once Roman links up with the wise men, everybody's like, oh, this is something here. We're seeing this again. This is something here. There is fresh life in this feud for CM Punk. There's fresh life in this feud for Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman did a masterful job with the Bloodline storyline. After 5 years, it has finally come to a close. I have no problem with what we saw here tonight. Seth Rollins, big win, should be in line. Probably is going to be the guy that takes the title off of Jey Uso.
Yeah, I like that. I like where you're at. And J-Dog said Paul and Seth will be aligning with The Rock and John Cena tonight. He asked who agrees with me. I think a few people do. It looks like podcast dad's saying yes. I'll say maybe. Maybe it could happen. Actually, no, it's going to happen. I think it's happening. Yeah,
I don't think so.
I think it's going to happen.
We were talking about it last night. Go and look at some of the stuff Seth has been doing.
Flamethrower, he had the turtleneck and chain on. If you go watch SmackDown on Friday, he held the mic like this. He's joining The Rock. There's tea leaves there for sure. So Mike, this match itself though, a lot to digest. I mean, they went outside the ring for this one a couple times. Tables were used. How'd you feel about that main event?
Oh, I thought it was fantastic. And I think the right man won. And I kind of figured that not only was Seth going to win, but I had picked that he's going to leave with Heyman. Yeah, this match was fantastic. And it didn't feel like, I'm looking up right now, according to Wikipedia, the match was 32 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Did not feel like 32 minutes at all. It flowed really well. The entrances, Seth's was probably my favorite one after Tiffany's, because at first I thought the feed went out when it went all black. I'm like, oh, crap. And then he did the flamethrower, the whole screen thing. I like how Roman's entrances is just basic, like no frills. And then I honestly thought Punk's entrance video, his promo package, is gonna go up there as one of the best WrestleMania promo pack. I'm gonna put it number 2 all time.
Behind My Way.
Yep. And then the one at I can't like that. I wrote about how that's what my favorite WrestleMania, but the one the one after that was the one they did for Taker and Shawn when they did Running Up the Hill.
Yeah.
Absolutely, like this is up there with that one. But as for the match, like everybody looked solid. And I didn't realize this till after the match. You didn't see Heyman for the majority of the match.
Not till the end.
And I was like, wait, did they forget? I was like, oh, that's why. Oh, okay. Like, there's it's like onions. There's layers to why you're not seeing Heyman. He knew, like, like this man knows what he's doing. It's just like when you think that Heyman is doing something, it's like, no, Heyman does what he does at the right time when he needs to be. Like, he's always. If you think he's not where he needs to be, he's exactly where he needs to be.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. Podcast Dad. How we feel about it?
It was a great match. You know, I think it did save the WrestleMania Night 1 card because this was just a great match. And so far this weekend, the triple threat matches have been, in my opinion, the best matches. Same goes for Stand and Deliver. I thought that was the best match on that card. I thought this was the best match on this card, and I'm thinking tonight, I think the triple threat will be the best match on that card. So, yeah, good match, great storytelling. It was everything I wanted it to be, and probably more. Just getting the reactions of the crowd when Heyman turned on both was awesome. Yeah, they do great with their facial expressions. Seth holding out the hand for the chair because he knew this was the plan the entire time. Like it played so well. Seth getting a huge win, which we have not seen Seth get a huge win in a while. So this is good.
Yep.
And yeah, dude's already been in the Authority. Like we should have seen this coming.
Yeah,
we should have seen this coming. He's going to align with whoever gets him to the top. And here we are. And Heyman is the same way. He turned on Brock. He turned on Kurt. He turned on Big Show. He's turned on Punk before. He's turned on them all.
Yeah.
We should have seen this coming, but
some of us did.
But but part of us were like, no, it can't.
Yeah,
he's built the bond.
Like the John Cena heel turn. Everybody talked about it, but nobody thought it was going to happen.
Exactly. And sometimes the stuff that we were like, oh, this has to happen, and it happens. It's great. So they knocked it out of the park. Over like the entire presentation, the entire match was fantastic.
Those fantasy booking situations that we love to dive into here at the network, at least, are actually becoming more of a reality. Like the deep logical thought process that us diehard fans have is now being portrayed on our television screens, which is cool. Which is pretty cool. But Great Brown Hope, finish us off. Night 1 main event. What were your thoughts on it?
Seth was supposed to win this match. It's just like a podcast that was saying, he needed a big win. He spent, 2 years ago putting over Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
And then he walked around with the I Can't Beat Roman title for a while, and he helped build that division. And it really was time for him to get a big win at WrestleMania, get his moment. And with him aligning himself with Paul Heyman, I don't think they're going to align with The Rock. I mean, he's already sold out once. And ever since then, it's been about him. Any gimmick that Seth Rollins has done ever since has been about him. Him being the guy who's number one, him putting himself in that pedestal that he's shit, that he's a god, so to speak, a wrestling god like JBL. So I think with him and Paul Heyman being together has enough steam to not need to be aligned with The Rock. He's going to have enough star power within himself and with Paul Heyman. And, like Mr. Cincinnati mentioned, he won't have to be on the mic as much. He might not even have to talk because I say it every single week on Raw. Seth's promos are generic as hell. Before this beef, of course, before it picked up steam for WrestleMania, all his promos were very generic. His music has become generic. His look, you kind of expect what he comes out with, like, oh, okay, that seems like something Seth Rollins would wear. Like, it's not a surprise anymore. This is going to be a big change because now he doesn't have to talk. He doesn't have to do anything but stand there and, basically be worshipped by Paul Heyman. And it's going to sound pretty fucking cool when Paul Heyman says the undisputed reigning defending champion Seth freaking
Fucking Rollins. Oh,
maybe on the PLEs. I think maybe he could. During the PLE, he could. I mean, if Cody Rhodes can tell The Rock to go fuck himself, Paul Heyman can say Seth fucking Rollins.
we need that once. Just one time. Next match for the title. Yeah, let's do it, guys. But hey, I think that main event was fantastic. I think it probably saved face a little bit for some of us for the whole night, as night one was probably a B for me if I were to give it a letter grade. So quickly, let's go around. What letter grade, Mr. Cincinnati, would you give night one?
I'll say B minus.
Mike?
Solid B, just because of the last two matches.
Podcast Dan?
Yeah, B plus because of the main event.
Yeah.
Great Brown Hope?
Solid B plus show. Daniel Bryan approves.
All right. I think we're all on the same page then, in the B range pretty much. But we got to talk about night two still. Mr. Cincinnati, you don't have to leave us, do you?
I do have to in the next couple of minutes here, so I will be brief. I agree. I think Io, Bianca, and Rhea are going to steal the show. They've been intertwined since they walked into WWE. I think that they will forever be linked as far as their entire WWE careers here. Io's guy deserves a WrestleMania moment. John Cena, Cody Rhodes, I think that we see number 17 happen here tonight. The world is going to burn by the end of the evening when it comes to WWE right now, and I cannot wait to see what happens tomorrow night. It has been a pleasure to hang out with all of you guys, but I do have to get to Easter festivities and get the day going. But have fun, podcast dads. Stay calm.
See you, man.
Easter.
Happy Easter, brothers. Enjoy Mania. All right, guys, let's talk about it briefly here. Give me a couple points, and we'll move on to the next match because we still got to get through night two of WrestleMania. The first matchup here should be kicking off the show. I think they announced it. Yes. Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. Mike, we're going to start with you on this one. How do you see this one shaking out?
I got Io for this one. Like, she needs her WrestleMania moment, and this is like the whole feud has basically been Bianca and Rhea not worrying about in a title match, but not caring about the title. I think this is a whole where Io is about to do a whole put some respect on my name.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's going to come out with the win on this. Is good. I think this could easily be the match of the night. Honestly, I think so too. But I think
100%.
This is Io's time.
This is going to be incredible. And like you said, I think the focus of this story has really just been Bianca and Rhea, but that's intentional. And that's why I think Io Sky is going to retain, gets a big moment here at WrestleMania, solidifies her up there with the Biancas, with the Rheas, with the Charlottes. So Podcast Dad, what about you?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Io should win, and she should pin Rhea. Just throwing it out there.
Whew, I want that.
That's what I think should happen. Because, I mean, technically Bianca's on SmackDown, so she can go back over when this is done and do her thing with Jade or Naomi or whatever. And then this could lead to the one-on-one feud between Io and Rhea, and that's fine. But Rhea doesn't need to win the title tonight.
No.
Bianca doesn't need to win the title tonight. Let Io win. Let her have her moment and move on.
Do you take any stock into the Bianca Belair undefeated WrestleMania streak?
No, but that's why I think Rhea should take the pin.
Okay. That's fair.
You can get around that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Great Brown Hope, what you think about this one?
I mean, you've got three characters that have come a long way. You've got the original NIL talent, Bianca Belair, NXT UK talent, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky, who was established in the underground. So it's all culminated to WrestleMania. They've all worked their way up together, and this is sort of their payoff for all their hard work and everything they've done for everybody else on the roster. So if this is going to open the show, I think it's going to go a solid 20, 25 minutes, maybe 30.
Yeah.
And it's going to tell a great story. It's, everyone involved is going to be, they're going to be able to counteract and complement each other very well. And, there's going to be a single dull moment in this match. I'm very excited for it. I can't pick a winner, but if I absolutely had to pick, Io Sky.
I was going to say, you did in your blog, which, by the way, if you haven't checked out the Great Brown Hope's predictions blogs, go to @mainevent_net. You'll be able to find it. And, of course, Mike has an Evolve review that is available now, approved by Big Body Javi.
Heck yeah.
Got to throw that in there, of course. But I think we're all going with Io here, right, guys?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Team Sky here at the Main Event Wrestling Network. This next one, though, a question mark on who the mystery opponent of Randy Orton may be.
It's Repo Man.
No, it's Tangaloa.
Simon Miller.
Don't put the infamous
Eugene.
Tongaloa.
It's
You
Eugene.
know, we could speculate all night, but
Stop.
podcast
Tongaloa will not be tolerated. I've talked about this before.
that's why I said it's the infamous Tongaloa.
3. I'll leave you with 3 names.
Let's hear it.
I don't know who's going to win, but I'll leave you with 3 names because I don't think Orton needs a win because he's Randy Orton, so it doesn't matter. I don't know how this is going to go. It kind of depends on the 3 names, right? Sami Zayn, I could see. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what his status is, but we haven't seen him in a while. Karrion Kross, who I think deserves to be on the card.
Ooh, that one's good.
And has made a fuss about not being on the card.
That one's good.
Yeah.
And then the third is kind of out of left field, but there could be a story there. It's Uncle Howdy.
Yeah, there's a story there.
So
he was a tag champion with Randy Orton.
Those are going to be my 3.
Wow. I thought you were going to bring up Rusev or Jeff Cobb. You don't think there's going to be...
I don't think you debut anybody at Mania against Orton.
Okay.
You're not going to get a reaction. Jeff Cobb's not going to get a reaction at WrestleMania.
No, he wouldn't get a
Rusev
reaction.
will not get a reaction at WrestleMania. Aleister Black's going to debut on next Friday. Like, nope.
Tim said Big Body Javi squashes Randy and yells into the camera, "It is for the Great Brown Hope." Well, that'd be Paperclip Mike, Tim.
Yeah.
You gotta get it right.
Hey, Javi's mine. There's a whole Evolve roster you can have. Javi's mine.
There you go.
Yeah,
There's a whole roster, and they're all good.
And I heard they're going to have night suits.
I'll take, what's her name, Callie Armstrong?
Oh, that's my favorite. She's one of my favorites.
She's awesome. But Great Brown Hope, who do you think is going to be the mystery opponent and who wins?
I'm picking Omos. I want Omos. I haven't seen. No, don't do that. Do not do that, please. You disappoint me when you do that. It's like hear me out first. Fuck. So, Noah, they've got Omos. I think he's a champion there still. But I mean, it's Omos. It's fucking Vegas. Everybody loves and knows Omos, and now he has like his own YouTube channel. He's like a cologne connoisseur.
He's got a personality, yeah.
He's showing some personality, and that's what I brought up the last time he had a match with us. Seth Rollins. He was talking shit in the ring. He was walking with like a swagger, like he knew he was the shit. And ever since then, where has he been? Like he started to develop and he disappeared. I think this would be a good time to just bring him in. Like fuck it. And Randy Orton still beats him anyway. So Randy Orton gets a W. Omos gets to be in WrestleMania. Everybody goes home happy.
Yep. Paperclip Mike.
It's a name that's been ballied around and nobody here said it yet. Randy Orton's going to win. I think it's going to be Nick Aldis.
Yeah.
Because you got the story there, and you got, Aldis saying, we can't give you anything, so, and then they threw back to the whole, hey, here's the $100,000 check. The $50,000 is for the second time. Mm-hmm. He did hit the second time. I honestly think we're going to let Aldis have his shot.
And that wouldn't be bad, because Nick Aldis is a former NWA champion.
Fantastic wrestler.
Yeah. TNA champion. He
took care of NWA during COVID. So
Exactly. And he's married to Mickie James, who is still affiliated with the WWE somewhat. So
it would be a great match, too, because Aldis is fantastic.
It's actually Tino versus Randy. Yeah, then Tino's getting squashed in 2 seconds there, buddy. Sorry, Tino, you're not making it out alive against Randy Orton. But we got about 4 or 5 matches to talk about. I got to get going here in about a half hour, so let's try to make these a little quicker. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Great Brown Hope, let's start with you.
AJ Styles.
You could give me a reason. You don't have to just say one word.
It
can be quick. It can be quick. Yeah, it can.
That's enough of a reason. AJ,
right.
I'll use mine. AJ Styles. Please, dear God, please let AJ Styles win.
Okay,
Nice.
Mike.
I like that.
Y'all are going to hate me for saying this.
It's Logan Paul.
It's Logan Paul. I cannot, he's not even my favorite celebrity wrestler.
He left.
It's like, that's a whole nother tangent, but it's Logan Paul.
And I think what J-Dog's saying is going to happen. I think Karrion Kross is going to cost AJ Styles this match.
Yeah.
And Logan Paul will win that way. So we'll keep it short. Could be a good match. Not a great build in my opinion, but sometimes matches surprise you. So this one is another question mark because apparently last night at WrestleMania, Bayley got attacked. Well, by definition, Podcast Dad, it is a question mark. It's TBD, but we know it's going to be Becky Lynch that's going to fill in here, and they're probably going to win the titles off Liv and Raquel, right? Mike's saying no. Mike, go ahead.
Okay, yes, Becky Lynch, first of all.
Yes.
That's all but given. And it does suck for Bayley because that was the storyline the entire time. She was never getting a match at WrestleMania. And that was like, I read that. I was like, yo, that's dirty.
So bad.
I still think it's Liv and Raquel.
Okay.
And I think that...
Turning?
No, like, they're going to win the title. I think Lyra's going to... Because you're not going to have Becky take the fall.
No.
Which, once again, with Lyra taking the fall, you're just now cheapening your Intercontinental title division on top of that. But at the same time... I'm also not a fan of multiple champions. Like, you're going to have the tag title and your division title at the same time, but you're not defending both of them at the same time. This is the whole Vaquer thing. To me, it kind of has to be Liv and Raquel.
Fair enough.
And it's not gonna work well either way, no matter what.
Yeah, they really put themselves in a corner here, Podcast Dad.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's Liv and Raquel. They're going to win. Becky's going to turn on Lyra because we need a female for this new heel group.
Yep.
And her husband just turned heel. So why not have a power couple?
And face Bayley barely ever works.
Yeah.
There you go.
There it is. Let's move on. Sin City Street Fight. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. I've been skeptical about this build, but I'm sure these guys are going to get after it. Two former world champions. Podcast Dad, I'll let you go first on this one. Who do you see being victorious?
I think this will be a good match. I think Drew McIntyre needs to win it. Again, I think he's also going to join this group. So give me Drew McIntyre to win, and let's get the Evil Empire
Project Rock
here in the WWE.
That might just be what they're called, is just Project Rock.
He trademarked corporation. So
yeah,
we'll see.
New corporation with Drew McIntyre. Sign me up, Great Brown Hope. What do you think about this match?
I like it. If it doesn't end with Drew McIntyre trying to stab Damian Priest with his fucking sword, I don't want it. It's a street fight.
You did that to Madcap Moss.
I want to see some weapons. Like, I want to see somebody get in a car, try to run somebody over, like take it to the street.
Hell yeah!
I've seen Fast and Furious 7, 8, and 9. Like, I know what it is to take it to the streets, like real shit. And if they don't this could be a cinematic kind of thing. They could just race each other for the fuck of it. Be like, whoever gets there first gets the weapon. Something like
CGI cars hopping the buildings like in Fast and Furious. Yeah,
make this fun. These two guys hate each other. Drew McIntyre deserves a solid win, and Damian Priest is a former world champion. So if he beats Damian Priest tonight, which he will, it's just a solid W at WrestleMania against a former world champion.
100%. And J-Dog said Damian. I'm not with you, J-Dog. It's going to be Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre needs this win more. In my opinion, he's more of a credible champion, and I think he needs to be getting heated up just in case he joins The Rock's new corporation. Mike, close this out here for this one.
I also heard the rumor that Slayer is going to be playing Damian Priest in the ring, so if that's true... I've heard this several places. This is not just a thing. That there's a possibility we could see Slayer tonight playing Damian Priest in the ring.
Man. I'm in. I will yell Slayer wherever I am at that moment.
I think it would be good. But honestly, I honestly think this could have worked as a cinematic match. This could have been really cool. You could have done a lot specifically with the story and everything. But yeah, I am in agreement. Drew needs this win more than Damian. Damian's going to be fine out of this.
He will definitely be fine.
Yeah, like Drew needs, if they're going to do what everybody wants to see with Drew, he desperately needs this win.
100%.
Yeah, if Drew loses, he's fucked.
Oh, 100, yeah, no doubt.
He's taking so many L's. He's taking so many L's to make other people look better.
Maybe that gives him the reason to join the group.
I don't know. That's true.
I mean, would you want a guy that keeps losing in your group?
No.
You know what I mean?
You just want a guy that has nothing else to lose?
There's that too.
Yeah, there is that too. We got two more matches. Two more matches to talk about. Night 2. This one's going to be very fun. Fatal 4-way. Great Brown Hope's pumped. I'm pumped.
It's time, baby.
Hey, no bread, no water, just meat with Braun Breaker as our Intercontinental Champion. But man, I think it is Dom Mysterio's time. I don't know what's pulling me in that direction. Maybe it's the Judgment Day story, but Dom deserves this. So that's my pick. And Great Brown Hope, I think you're in agreement with me.
Yeah, and I heard that Dom was getting some chance over in Vegas before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
You love to see it, man. Like, you can't deny he's come such a long way ever since he kicked Edge in the balls. Like, he has come a long way. Everybody was like, oh, he's just there because he's Rey Mysterio's son. Of course they won a tag title, blah, blah, blah. Look at him now. He has prospered on his own. Well, like, obviously not on his own, but in his own image, he has prospered. Like, away from Rey Mysterio, he's built his own establishment, so to speak, and now he has a strong fan base that will back him up no matter what. And now seeing that people are supporting him for this kind of thing, I mean, we might even get a real Dom Mysterio pop if he wins. Like,
we might.
It won't be like people will go crazy for it. Like,
yeah,
I can already see it. Like he actually gets his first Intercontinental title reign. He walks around with it the same way Eddie Guerrero walked around with the Cruiserweight Championship in WCW. Can't tell him nothing, dog.
And we might get a spear that we'll be talking about for weeks on end because Braun Breaker man, what he could do out there is special.
Yeah.
Podcast Dad, who is walking away with the IC title?
You said it. No bread, no water, just chicken tenders. Give me down.
You swerved me. I thought you were going to say Braun Breaker.
No. But to be fair, we are looking at a Raw after Mania where your two top champions are Jey Uso and Dominic Mysterio. So that's the bed y'all made. Have fun.
Ooh, interesting indeed. Mike, what's your pick?
Yeah, I'm team chicken tenders too.
Wow.
Like he's earned it. Like I think what's going to happen is he's going to win it. I think we're also going to see a face turn from Finn at the same time.
Yes.
But you know what? He's earned. Like Dom has earned this. Like he's put in. Like you're always going to have that nepo baby conversation. But he's proved that like he doesn't need his dad. And you're starting, like you said, you're starting to see the cheers. We're going to get the organic
it's a respect thing.
Yep, you're going to get that organic thing. Like the New Day last night, they started out cheered, then booed, then cheered again. You're getting the same thing with Dom because eventually him and his stepdad are going to reunite. You know, him and his stepdad are getting back together. You know, but I think because you're going to have that to happen eventually before Ray leaves.
Yeah.
And I can think with the way the cheers are going to happen, I see it happening within the next couple of years.
For sure. I mean, Ray still can go, but I mean, we just saw it. He got hurt, so he is older. The bone.
Yeah,
he's gonna be out a while.
But I'm all about them.
Is he? Oh man.
Yeah, it's a torn groin from what I heard.
That's
I'm all about team chicken tenders.
We're all in.
Yep.
We're all in.
Look at us. What are we dipping these chicken tenders in? Ranch?
Buffalo sauce.
I'm a barbecue sauce.
Honey mustard?
Barbecue. Ranch?
Barbecue sauce, dog.
What ranch is like a Midwest staple? Aren't you from the
Not
Midwest?
for chicken tenders. No.
Yeah.
No.
Ranch is
barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce is good, but if I go to McDonald's, it's sweet and sour.
Actually,
you're a ketchup guy.
You need buffalo sauce in your lives.
I'm gonna blow your mind if you go to McDonald's and you get like your nuggies.
Yeah.
Ask for the maple syrup.
Oh yeah.
Trust me.
Okay.
Honey.
Next time
I'll review it and put it on TikTok for you guys. There you go.
Honey's another.
I'll tag
good
you.
one.
Honey, I've done the honey. Yeah.
But
good.
I used to work at McDonald's. When I used to get my nuggies, I would get the friggin' the pancake syrup.
Who said mayo? Somebody said mayo?
I said mayo. I said that ranch is just mayo and sour cream with chives.
I mean, it
is.
That's ranch, yeah. You're not wrong. All right.
Yeah.
It looks like there's been enough talk, guys. It's time for the main event. Cody Rhodes looking to defend his undisputed title against my GOAT, the 16-time champion himself, John Cena. And I'm going to keep it short, keep it sweet. You don't invest this time into a heel John Cena if you're not going to put the strap on him.
Exactly.
John Cena is walking out of WrestleMania under the guidance of The Rock and Travis Scott, maybe Paul Heyman, maybe Seth Rollins, who knows? But he becomes the 17-time world champion. He wins the title tonight, Mike. What about you?
Oh, 100%. It's the thing is, you're not going to build up the biggest heel turn since Hogan in '96 without having him win the title. I knew when he said he was going to retire, he was going to have at least one more run.
Had to.
And it's going to be a great match. Even though I honestly think the buildup has been crap because the interviews have not been good.
Yeah.
The interviews have basically been the exact same for the last few weeks. But it's going to be a good match. Is there going to be interference from the John Cena side? Yes, but here's the thing. Honestly, who's going to help Cody? Because you're going to have if
Stone Cold.
Roman.
Like Jay?
Roman would be very interesting, but I don't see that happening.
Here's the thing, last year when Cody was winning, you could name, this guy's going to come out because of the storyline with the Bloodline. This guy's going to come out because of the storyline with the Bloodline. We got The Undertaker, which was cool. But Cody is basically all against one. Like there's no there's going to be interferences. There's going to be shenanigans. This is not going to be a clean win for John. But who's there to back up Cody? They have not established anybody or any possibilities to back up Cody.
It's going to be Jey.
Yeah,
I think Jey, but...
And then that's when the swerve happens. Jay's out there to, and then Jay's like, fuck this, I'm a Rock guy, man. Throws up the ones.
And then Cody looks at Jey Uso like, what have you done?
And then Cody just has no one. And then he has to recruit all the former AEW guys. Gets Ethan Page. He gets Ricky Saints. The Nightmare Factory.
The Penta.
Yeah.
The Lucha Brothers.
Yeah. It's just the AEW versus...
It's a civil war.
See? Book it better, WWE. Just kidding. Don't book that. Podcast Dad, how do you see this main event going? It's tough.
It is tough because I think everybody and their mom thinks John Cena is going to win.
They might.
And I remember WrestleMania 2 years ago when everybody and their mom thought Cody was going to win, and I said, I think Roman's going to win.
But Cody's not John Cena.
But he could be.
Oh yeah, I mean in a few years, but I mean John Cena's on the way out.
The heel turn's been good, but has it been great?
It can
be. It can be. He's right.
Maybe this is part of the whole thing of like, man, Cena didn't really fully get into the turning his back, and Cody takes the check. I don't know. Part of me is going, man, is it way too obvious that John Cena is going to win?
Dude, that's a great comparison to 39 because everybody and their mother walked into that arena wearing Cody Rhodes merch thinking, I was one of them as well, thinking that it was a no-brainer. And we're thinking the same thing here.
I don't know. Like I think Cena's
your
gonna
guard's
win,
up.
But my guard is up, and I would not be shocked if Cody turns heel tonight.
Do you think The Rock and all them are getting involved then?
Yeah, I do.
He has to, right?
Like the history with Heyman that Cody has, the history with Rollins, the history with Rock, like maybe Cody just goes, okay, maybe this is too much for me, and maybe I should sell my soul.
Yeah.
And
finger poke a dude?
Maybe. Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that because it might be an emergency mixer after that main event. But
I don't know. I'll go Cena, but my guard is up.
That's fair. Great Brown Hope close us out. Main event. Who's walking away with the championship?
John Cena after he beats Cody Rhodes to a bloody pulp.
You think we're getting blood?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he's gonna wrap his hands with the chains and he's gonna kick Cody Rhodes' ass.
Chain gang to John Cena.
Because and then I mean, it doesn't feel like he's gotten to the maximum potential of this character yet, but you need the title for that.
Yeah.
So you can show up tomorrow and yell at everybody, I told you so, I did it without you. Fuck all y'all. Like, I did this by myself. I didn't do it for you guys. Now I'm leaving. I'm gone. I'm taking this with me, and everybody, boo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he needs the title to take this character to the next level. This character is just a tease. You know? He's
100%.
still got to defend that belt. He's going to end up defending that belt. He's going to have to drop it to someone sooner or later, but
Punk.
He's going to need that belt.
I think he drops it to Punk.
But when? Money in the Bank. No, Money in the Bank
because of their history, yeah.
Yep. Or Cena beats him at Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I like that.
SummerSlam is 2 nights this year.
Yeah, SummerSlam is 2 nights.
Do you have Cena drop it at SummerSlam?
No.
Is that? I mean, you might be able to expect it, but that's
you have him drop it his last match.
Too.
Last match.
It'll be the last match.
I said
drop it to Braun Breaker in his last match.
I said a long time ago when I booked this in my head, I said that you got from WrestleMania to SummerSlam to cook this whole unbeatable group with The Rock and everybody. You're going to have the cracks start showing, and then you're going to set up Cena and Punk at SummerSlam. Punk's going to win. They're going to turn on Cena, and then that's you. Right there's your War Games for Survivor Series.
Oh yeah.
You're going to have Team Cena, Punk, or whoever against the Rock's people. Right there's your men's War Games.
That makes sense. I mean, J-Dog asked Randy John. This is the last comment I'm going to pull up. Randy John. I think Randy and John will be at Backlash. It's in St. Louis. He's on the cover. Yep.
The first
and then you get to the Punk story, the Summer of Punk. We go back to 2011, replicated here in 2025. And then after that, who knows? Let's just sit back and enjoy the ride. And let's all enjoy WrestleMania night number 2 because night 1 was just solid. but I think they really have the potential to have a special night tonight. So we went for an hour and 20 minutes, and we did it with about 40 people watching us. So thank every last one of you for joining us live. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more main event moves. We are currently on the road to 100 subscribers. So if you guys could just tell how many people podcast, Dad?
1. Nope. We asked just 1. You can tell.
Well,
two
if you do 2, you get it done twice as fast.
We asked just 1.
Twice as fast.
I don't want to put too much pressure on anybody.
That's
just
fair.
Just tell 1. Just tell
That's
1.
like dipping 2 nuggets at once.
I'm gonna
double dip the
I'm gonna
chip.
tell the pizza guy today. So
Hell
There
yeah.
you go. What's everybody munching on tonight? Pizza for podcast, Dad.
I was actually going to get chicken tendies, so I guess, you know.
Team Chicken Tenders.
I
All
legit
around.
was. I had sushi last night. I'm thinking I'm doing chicken. I was going to get some chicken tenders tonight, so, you know.
For Dom. Do it for Dom. Do it for Dom.
Hashtag tendies for Dom.
Hashtag tendies for Dom. That should be the response to this
Tenders.
episode.
Hey,
you made
if
it
he
through.
wins, I would say this right now. If he wins tonight, I will hashtag tendies for Dom on Twitter.
Let's do it. Tendies for
Fucking
Dom.
do it.
Get it trending, ladies and gentlemen, because main event moves happened this weekend. They will continue the rest of 2025. So thank you guys for your continued support. We will see you the next time whenever we decide to go live. But you guys have a wonderful Sunday. Happy Easter. Happy 420. Happy WrestleMania Sunday. Let's have ourselves a day. Talk to you guys later.